Good
Good afternoon,
afternoon.
community. Yeah, good afternoon, communities of care. I'm Jonathan Warren, the co-coordinator for the Future Is Us.
And I'm Sue Johnson. I'm the engagement lead, and I am advisor for the youth and parent for the Parent Advisory Council with the Future Is Us.
Next slide.
Okay, well, our three Thrive factors that we're addressing are education, social networks and trust, and norms and culture. Some of the highlights or accomplishments this year that in the last quarter was our Honey Brown Hope Foundation partnership that we began recently. We're addressing the disparate rate of discipline for African American students, and Honey Brown Hope Foundation and Miss Tammy Lane Campbell has partnered with us and the Freedom School parents to help them to mitigate the school to prison pipeline by developing a toolkit that helps them to navigate the system, understand the school district better, and to be able to advocate for their children. We're also involved in It Takes a Village. It's an annual effort that is a really comprehensive community project, a back to school project, where we help the students to become more ready for school and to provide parents with some of the resources they need, like having haircuts and hairstyles done for the students right before school starts, along with school supplies and other backpacks, all kinds of things that they need to go back to school. It's an all-day event where we provide not only transportation, but breakfast and lunch and activities for the families throughout the day while they do that. We also have increased our community engagement opportunities and offerings, and we've pretty much diversified those as well. One is we've had a spring break barbecue. All of these engagement activities are designed to get feedback from parents and also to provide opportunities for recreation. The spring break barbecue, the Soul Food Session series, which were sessions that we are attempting to help to make it easier for people to talk about mental illness. And we have had sessions that are pretty intergenerational in that regard, where community members speak about their encounters or with mental health, along with organizations like NAMI, to help to guide the conversation about mental health and help destigmatize talking about mental health. We've had an Emancipation Book Club, movie nights, both virtually and in person, and offered meet and greet opportunities for parents to get together and not only learn more about the Future Is Us, but to just fellowship and talk to each other about what we can do about what the issues are that they encounter and what we can do to help each other. We've been invited to several events throughout the community that involve the school district and many other of our collaborative partners and partners throughout the community, like Smart Family Literacy, who gives away books and has made a concerted effort to make sure that those books are culturally competent to address the literacy issue here. Jonathan?
Yeah, next slide. Yeah, so we want to remain creative and diverse in the ways in which we engage in the community. One of the things, like Sue has mentioned, all those outreach and awareness events, we have reached out to collaborative partners to work with Kofi so we can intensify our family engagement. Our parents have linked up with the National Parent Union, which has given them more access to training and ideas to for advocacy and engagement. As Sue mentioned before, in those soul food sessions, which are centered around Black mental health, we have been able to address intergenerational traumas and intergenerational connections, which is very important and has made a lot of headway and progress for mental health in our communities. Let's see. And then also every event that we have, we want to make sure that we are learning from it. We want to make each successive event more effective and comprehensive than the ones before. Sue mentioned It Takes a Village event. Last year, we were able to, give 140 plus kids school supplies and over 70 plus kids either their haircuts or silk presses or braids or whatnot. And this year, we're going for double that. We partnered with a taxi service for rides, partnered with different restaurants for foods. We're getting DJs, bounce houses, just trying to have a better event than the previous one before that. Being more intentional with our youth leads and our youth members to give them more ownership in the initiative and the collaborative, having them be more hands-on with planning of events, the creation of events, proselytizing materials that we make and whatnot, as well as content creation. Our youth are really big into content creation, so we definitely want to push that and promote that. As well as our parent leads, they've been good and attending more trainings nationally, finding out more. Our parent leads are very into the cause of the initiative, and so they're always looking for ways to expand their knowledge and their effectiveness. Next slide.
One of the things that we learned is that we're only going to be as effective as our outreach. So if we can't just hold events and expect people to come. We know that we've learned that we need to be more, work sometimes on a more individual basis, and that we go out and speak to, just knock on doors, canvas, and let people know that we're there and who we are, so that when we do call them to an event, they know who we are and what we're about. We also know, so we've got to go to them. We've got to situate our activities and events where they are, so that we are not asking them to do one more thing or find their way to one more place when things like transportation are an issue. We want to be more intentional about the partnerships that we develop, and also we want to be more cognizant of the work that's involved and make sure we distribute that work among ourselves and the parents, give them the opportunity for more leadership and to drive more of what happens. Some of our areas for growth, we want to engage with more people. We need people, but we need them to be, we need to find out what the formula is to maintain them. Some of the issues we know we've worked with parents face is, like I mentioned before, transportation, childcare. So we want to be able to be more responsive to their needs as we do what we do here. One of the things that we talked about doing is what we did in previous, in the first couple of years before the pandemic, where we were able to provide financial incentive for people to come to meetings or to get involved, and that will help them with some of the other related costs to being involved. Want to communications and delineating our duties and our needs better. We think that will be helpful to us in the future as we go forward. Next slide.
So our goals going into year 4, again, we want to engage more with our neighborhoods, not just have events and tell them, say, hey, meet us here. So we're going to we have another partnership where we have a data map where we can look at areas of Galveston and see which ones are most affected by social determinants of health, income disparities and whatnot. We're going to target those areas in our programs, books and breakfast. We're going to neighborhoods, just give you books, here's breakfast, have a great day. Having trainings in their neighborhoods and other initiatives like that. And just being, like Sue said before, being more intentional in our partnerships. We talk to Dana all the time. She says, hey, you guys are coordinators. You guys are going to be building everything. So we're trying to work with people who are doing the work and then helping them enhance their work like we do with Nia, with Sue. And then also, we are upstream in terms of policy, and we know that that's what we want to implement it, but also outside of the institutions, working on upstream policy, we are working with people to build those skills to dismantle that school to prison pipeline. We know that reading readiness or school readiness goes into and affects a student's educational outcome and can have them be put into that school to prison pipeline. So we want to head those things off up front by giving them tools and materials for parents and families to prepare their children to be able to read before they even get to school. And once they get to school, make sure that they have everything they need so we can reduce those discretionary classroom removals. Next slide.
Are you